All right, peace and black power, everybody. Want to welcome you to another NCRB Productions family. We got a nice show set up for y'all tonight. Tonight we're gonna talk about the Great Reset. This is something that the world, the WEF, World Economic Forum, has been planning for the year 2030. We're gonna give y'all some evidence, quick presentation. We're gonna talk about some of their forms, some of their documents, and get everybody abreast of what they plan on doing. We know it's Thanksgiving Day, we know it's Turkey Day, everybody done ate, so y'all can just sit back and enjoy this information. With that being said, I want to give my panel members the opportunity to introduce themselves one by one, and we're gonna jump right into this.
Hello. Hey, this is Richard, the financial advocate, Medley out of Arkansas. Hey, I'm very glad to be a part of this tonight. It's, for me, a very special night. And I think I read that article and we will find it very informative, along with all the other news that's going on that we need. And I just want to encourage everyone to make these meetings, hit RBG on the YouTube, and man, get this information, because there's a lot that needs to be said and talked about in our community.
All right. Hey, peace, family. It's your brother in the back, Kafafariye Amunreye out of Philadelphia. I'm just a student teacher of His Excellency Dr. Malachi Z.K. York. I'm also a Sabian of the United Sabians Worldwide, and I'm just glad to be a part of this discussion here. We got a lot to build on, so let's get into it.
Peace, family. This is Master U, just here for a great discussion. I'm on a panel with a lot of great brothers, man. So I really look forward to hearing jewels being dropped. So yeah, that's my piece, man. Much love.
All right, our family. Y'all like the video. Y'all leave comments. Let's make this proactive. Subscribe to NCRBGZ Productions, where you can get this information all the time. And with that said, we about to jump right in. I'm gonna share my screen, y'all, and we all gonna discuss this. But I wanted to start off with a small PowerPoint just to build my way into it, okay? So let me get here, because this thing is alarming. When I saw it, it was like, yo, is this real, family? You hear a lot of times, you hear people talk about stuff like this, but when you start reading and see that it's actual plans about this right in front of us, right? And it's up to us to read it, right? So let me jump right in, family. So, all right. So the name of this is the Great Reset Agenda. It's the World Economic Forum plan to control our lives with artificial intelligence. Again, the name of this is the Great Reset Agenda. It's the World Economic Forum plan to control our lives with artificial intelligence. Family, I'm going to pin the article in the chat for y'all so y'all can read this yourselves, right? So first thing I wanted to do is, do y'all remember the movie I, Robot with Will Smith?
And, definitely.
Yeah, you remember with I, Robot with the movie Will Smith and all the robots, and it was that one robot that was able to break I think it was the 3-rule policy they have. It was 3 things, but old man made one that was able to violate them terms, right, and think for themselves, and and don't have to follow them rules, and actually have the capacity to think and dream as if its own entity, right? And y'all remember in the movie when they came out with the NS5s, where the NS4s, the ones that was meant to protect us, was destroyed, right? They had to destroy them first before they could come out with the NS5s, right? It's kind of like when you look at the Haitian Revolution, right? Before the Haitians decided to have a revolution, they had to kill the coons, the ones that would turn against them before they was ready to go into the revolution. I'm playing, y'all know me, I like to do these analogies. I'm putting this stuff together, right? So you see our robot, but with our robot, it was like, yo, is this possible? Is this something that we can see in the future that is something that's real and obtainable, right? So it's just a question I throw out there. So, right, this is from an article where it says artificial intelligence and the future of humans, right? And it says, experts say the rise of artificial intelligence will make most people better off over the next decade, comma, but many have concerns about how advances in AI will affect what it means to be human, to be productive, and to exercise free will. Let me say this over again because it's very important. It says, but many have concerns about how advances in AI will affect what it means to be human, to be productive, and to exercise free will, right? I say the free will thing is if anybody got an up-to-date car, these smart, and when you be driving down the road, if you swerve, it'll be like, beep, beep, pull over, right? The car be telling you to pull over or you need to rest, right? Because the car is running off algorithms, and that stuff kind of like starts getting in your mind, right? But just pay along what it says, right? It's going to help us with advances in artificial intelligence, but it will affect what it means to be human, to be productive, and to exercise. The key thing with me is free will, because we have free will, right? So let's keep going. All right, so I'm going to play this video, family. This video is the World Economic Forum, and it says, the name of it is You Own Nothing and You'll Be Happy. This is on their page, the World Economic Forum page. You own nothing and you'll be happy. So let's listen to the video and see what they're talking about. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear this. Are y'all able to hear this?
Loud and clear.
Y'all are?
Loud and clear.
Okay. I'm in the middle somewhere. Now, family, this is on their website. And if you read what it says, it looks beautiful, don't it? Oh, you can get AI you can order food, the Uber gonna bring it to you, right? They hit you with all this, the good stuff, but a lot of stuff they leave out, family. And this is what we're gonna get into, is what's being left out of this commercial. Because it looked good, but the fact that you own nothing and you'll be happy just don't sound right to me. But we're gonna keep moving, right? This stuff is crazy. I can't believe they wrote this, man. Hold on, let me get out of this. All right, so here's how life can change by 2030 in my city, right? This is an article. It was written down in 2016. At the end of this, I'm gonna tell y'all who wrote this article, right? And who this person was. But this article was written in 2016. It said, here's how life can change by 2030 in my city. It said, welcome to the year 2030. Welcome to my city. Or should I say, our city. I don't own anything. I don't own a car. I don't own a house. I don't own any appliances or any clothes. It might seem odd to you, but it makes perfect sense for us in this city. Everything you considered a product has now become a service. We have access to transportation, accommodation, food, and all the things we need in our daily lives. One by one, all these things became free. So it ended up not making sense for us to own it. Okay. It says environmental problems seems far away. It says in our city, we don't pay any rent because someone else is using our free space whenever we do not need it. My living room is used for business meetings when I am not there. My living room is used for business meetings when I am not there. Once in a while, I will choose to cook for myself. It is easy. The necessary kitchen equipment is delivered at my door within minutes. Since transport became free, we stopped having all those things stuffed into our home. Why keep a pacemaker and a creek cooker crammed into our cupboards? We can just order them when we need them. Yeah, okay, let me just keep going. Are y'all listening to what this is saying? Now, this is where it really get interesting with me, because it says that they live different types of lives outside the city. So according to this article, I'm gonna be outside the city. Because if you listen to the people that's living out this, it says my biggest concern is, and this person is actually saying that their concern is all the people who do not live in our city. Those we lost on the way. Keywords is those we lost on the way. Those who decided that it became too much, all this technology. Those who felt obsolete and useless when robots and AI took over big parts of our jobs. Those who got upset with the political system and turned against it. They live different kind of lives outside of the city. Some have formed little self-supplying communities. Others just stayed in the empty and abandoned houses in small 19th century villages. So this person is saying she is concerned about the people that don't live inside the city because they still farm. They still have running water. They don't depend on the government. They are living according to nature. They have their own self-supplying communities. But she is concerned about these people. And then they say those we lost on the way. So apparently something had to happen. And it had to be some type of war or something for somebody to get lost on the way. And these people turned against the political system. They got upset with the political system and turned against it. They live different kind of lives outside the city. Some have formed little self-supplied communities. Others just stayed in the empty and abandoned houses in small 19th century villages. Do anybody want to jump in, or y'all want me to? I got like 2 more slides. Y'all want me to finish, or do y'all want to jump in until I finish?
Yeah, you can finish.
I'm just gonna finish, then I'll let y'all take over. All right, so the people that live outside the city are basically outcasts. These are those who have decided that, you know what, I don't want to live like this. I don't want the government to control me. I don't want nobody in my living room while I'm not there having meetings. I'd rather pay rent. I'd rather own something, right? So let's keep going. Now, this is where it gets really crazy, because this is the end. Once in a while, I get annoyed about the fact that I have no real privacy. So that means you have no real privacy. Nowhere I can go and not be registered. So everywhere you go, you have to be registered. I know that somewhere, everything I do, think, and dream of is recorded. Everything you do, everything you think of, even dream of, is being recorded. I just hope that nobody will use it against me. So this person is hoping that the powers that be that is recording everything, even her dreams, she hoped that they won't use it against her. Now, I'm gonna pin this article in the group chat for y'all to read on your own leisure, family. But I want y'all to know that this was written by a lady named Ida Akin. She is the former minister for the environment in Denmark. So this ain't just to anybody. From 2011 to 2014, she is a member of the Danish Parliament for the Social Liberal Party and is chairman for the Parliament's Climate and Energy Committee. Ida Akin was also the first Danish politician chosen to be a young global leader for the World Economic Forum and has also been elected to be one out of the 40 most promising young leaders under 40 in Europe. She is the author of the book Dance and has written about climate, energy, and circular economy for many years. Now, this article, when it first came out, people read it and got so mad about it that they put a disclaimer in it and said that this is just her opinion. But as you're gonna see a little bit later, because I'm gonna get out of this, you will be able to go to their website and see that this is what they're planning on doing. The Great Reset, family. This is real. It's not fake. And what I want to do, I want to open this up to the panel members so y'all can all jump in here and and speak y'all piece on this, because I know y'all anxious to get in.
Your peace, family. This Master You. You know what's crazy? A lot of people would say that that stuff like that could never happen, but now I don't put nothing by. I don't put nothing past anyone or any human beings. We are a very intelligent life, and a lot of times our job is to make life easier. The more civilized that we become, but there to me there is like a limit to how civilized. I hope I make sense what I'm trying to say. I don't want to say there's a limit to how civilized that you should become, but there's a level of responsibility that every human being should just take upon themselves, things that you cannot pass upon a machine or anything like that. And the whole point of having a democracy is that you have different people from different backgrounds, and each person weighing their viewpoint to get the overall what's best for majority of the people. And when you start taking tons of jobs away, when you start taking privacy and things like that away from people, you cause people to have certain type of stressors. And I can imagine in a city like that, it would be tons of crime. You know what I mean? Think about all the cities now that's supposed to be like, Chicago. These are great cities with a lot of things going on. In California, the Hollywood stars and the actresses and all this type of stuff. But in those places, there's tons of depression. There's tons of killings. And hold on, my fault. There's TV on in the background. There's tons of killings. There's tons of depression, and all these things exist in these so-called utopias of places. And the only perfect utopia is the one that you build in your mind. You get what I'm saying? Technology can't create a utopia for you, because if we know anything about life, especially if we're talking about like Commission laws, I can't remember the name of one of them, but it talks about how life is a pendulum swing. On one end, everything is beautiful. You know what I mean? It's the greatest of the greatest. And the other end is hell. So no matter where you are and no matter who you are, you can experience all those things in life. So a perfect utopia, in that sense, will never exist. And even if it did, it's going to come with its own set of issues. Think about in the classroom. In a classroom, a teacher has students, right? And those students are supposed to sit down and pay attention and do accordingly. But what happens? There's always one that want to buck the system. I don't want to sit down. She tell me I can't go to, he or she tell me I can't go to the bathroom, not just yet. I gotta go, Miss Such and Such, Mr. Such and Such. Then another one see it. Then another one see it. And so you may have a couple of them in there that pay attention to sit down and who listen, but it's always gonna be ones that buck the system. So anyway, that's my piece.
Hey, yeah, that was very, very good, and I chime in on it in terms of the AI technology, and that article is true now. They know everywhere I've been today. They know where I swipe my card to pay for whatever I bought today. They know what I posted today. They know when I posted. They got it. It's just like if it was a crime right now, they'll be able to ping your cell phone and track your card, and it's in your wallet. And this phone can pick up when they got apps that can tell if you've been around people with COVID. And really, the bottom line, I think, for me, the biggest fear is that, like, we're not in control of it. In terms of, I see white people, us understanding that in the world, we are not a minority. We keep thinking we're a minority. When they say that to us in America, call us a minority, but it's 50 million of y'all. Yeah, we bigger than Israel. We need our own country with the money we got. But that's a whole nother topic. But the point is this, though. Man, they know when I bought crypto. They already know everything we do, except for and that goes back to what the brother was talking about a couple of shows back about not having money. If it was no money, you couldn't get away with not buying certain things or whatnot, or just, on the slide, whatnot. But even with that, if there's no money around, a reason for crime is really hard to. What you doing crime for now? If I can't rob you and get something from you, I mean, so it's just, in fact, looking at it all, you have to ask yourself, and I use this slogan, Stuart, get in position to win. Since you know it's coming, you see all of these things. Some people need help. We can see the food line right now. But did you buy you some AI technology in 2015? Did you buy you some Bitcoin in 2017? Or did you just sit around waiting on Jesus, waiting on the next president, waiting on the Ice Cube bill to come through, waiting on a rapper to come save your life? And I want to talk about them, man. They killing each other man, how many of them died? It's a real conversation need to be had in terms of what we programming our children, what we are prepping them for. Because like I said, I've had a great day. I got grandkids, man, and I want something for them, and we just got to get in position to whatever goes down. If we get our own place. They gave some Indians, I believe, it's a story about they gave some Indians, Choctaws in Tennessee, 88 acres or something. And, it's like, you see, okay, they giving them some land. Well, when we think, and you know our community, we're not going to build shit. They burnt it down last time. All of this waiting and hesitating, and it's really fear. I really think we're afraid of being successful. And it goes deeper. I watched a movie tonight, Jingle Jangle, and I encourage all grandfathers to watch that shit. It's wonderful. Jingle, it wasn't no homosexuality in it, none of that. Just a man with a dream. But he took elements from every movie you done ever seen. Michael Jackson, you'll see something in there you familiar with that touches your temple of familiar. that you recognize that it's yours. And what we 50 million over here in America need to realize, if we came together, we could dominate societies. It's way more of us than Jews. It's way more of us than Japanese. So it's that access to capital that's holding us back. We creative as hell. But like I asked my wife, baby, it's on Netflix. Check it out, Jingle Jangle. I said, baby, if I want to show this with my kids in 2 years, I can't even buy a copy of it no more. We don't buy CDs no more. You don't need all that stuff no more. You don't need CD player, all that shit in your phone. You run to your car, plug Bluetooth. A lot of shit we don't need. And we want to accumulate wealth because we know we've been denied, but we smart, we resilient. And the day we organized the 50 million, that's why I say it wasn't gonna be no war when the Proud Boys stand by. We still ain't did that yet. So at the end of the day, what did you do to get your grandkids together? What did you do to put in your children? What did you put in your community that gave them a sense of, man, really, if you can think it, man, you can believe it, man. But we so set, like the Grammys, we need their approval to know we got a good rap album. Justin Bieber want to be R&B, but they classified him as pop. Yeah, you pop. In my world, we got Jeezy versus Gucci, who the big arguing, killing it. Y'all got all that money, y'all killing each other. Make me not even want to be a damn rapper. My brother might get stabbed. All this fear. Fear of success. Fear of what's valuable, man. Your family is what's valuable, man. I'm telling you, that other shit, I'm telling y'all, that other shit don't matter. And it really don't matter what other people think. Because they are out there to stop you. They are out there to stop you, man. I got to take a break.
Before I know the by the channel, I'm gonna just say one thing real quick is with these cities. I saw the stuff you had up there, Brother Stewart, about everybody renting, and basically again it's like a utopia. But again, like Brother Richard was saying, you know, there's already this stuff implanted in our lives. There's no privacy. But even with all that, you cannot predict the human mind. Even with all this stuff, people are still going to commit a crime, no matter how the perfect that city is. There's still going to be somebody say, this is mine. This is my house. You can't have no meeting in my house. You get what I'm saying? So there's still things that you will never be able to predict the human mind. You get what I'm saying? If they have built this AI to play chess, and this guy still beat this AI, this supercomputer, he beat it. I can't remember the guy's name, because you can't really predict the mind of someone. You dig what I'm saying? And then on top of that, I'm just add on this, I'm gonna be quiet what Brother Richard was saying about the minority. We are not the minority in terms of the physical. We're the minority in terms of the mental. You understand what I'm saying? Even on a day like today, no disrespect, you get what I'm saying? I broke bread with my family. You know, it's no disrespect. But a lot of us claim that we Indians, but we celebrate Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? You say you're a Christian, but you celebrate Christmas. Ain't got nothing to do. They ain't it. If you really get deep into the science, what they would consider as being pagan. You have been indoctrinated into a culture that does not represent you in any type of way, but it has been so far ingrained into your DNA that even if you know the truth, you cannot separate yourself from it. You have been mentally programmed. 85% the blind, deaf, and dumb. You understand what I'm saying? It's the same way, the power of the mind. The power of the mind, what you ever hold to be true. You can tell a kid there's a boogeyman in that room, and you know it's not a boogeyman, but because you put that inside of him since the moment that they were a baby, every time they pass that room, there's a boogeyman in there. You get what I'm saying? Even if they know it ain't there, it's still in there. Because you get what I'm saying? And that's our plight. That's why we will always be a minority, because we cannot break away from mental slavery. You dig what I'm saying? So But yeah, man. But yeah, be careful of the devil out there, man. That's all I gotta say. His goal is to rob you, man. Rob you. Anyway, that's my piece, man.
Yeah, I think that there are so many just on the same note that Master U was just building on. There's so many, elements to these programs that, and mindsets that we are under. We are mentally enslaved to, or conditioned to think in a certain way of dependency. I think that that works against us. That's one of the things that really works against us. What I really took away from this article was, the idea of these smart cities, right? These economic or environmentally friendly, economically friendly, smart cities. But and like Stuart was saying, they spin it to where it seems like it's a good thing. But as the person in this, I'm guessing this is it was a mock article of of what life would be like in the year 2030, and we can see that as the person was pretty much illustrating that your whole identity, your whole life is linked to this city. You know what I mean? To this particular location and dependent on that particular system. And you can't deviate from that. You see what I'm saying? So that in and of itself is unnatural. And I think that we need to understand the effects, the negative effects that could come from that in and of itself, such as well, first of all, when you understand the laws of the universe, anything you don't use, you lose. Whether it depends on your mind or a particular muscle that you're using, or a particular thing that you do within nature, traditionally, culturally, a language you speak, a certain action that you do. If you stop doing that, then it's going to cause a change. And so, with these so-called smart cities, people not working as much. They're not doing as much physical work. They're not driving, right? They're not doing physical labor because machines have taken over those particular jobs. I think that in and of itself is going to cause man to devolve physically in exchange for intellectual property and technology. You see what I'm saying? IT, information, things like that. So, like the brother Stewart was saying, I would prefer to be on the outside of these cities where you have more control over your livelihood. You can still be in tune with natural nature. You can still have, because from the article, it was parts in it that spoke on how they plan on getting rid of the cars, getting rid of the streets and the concrete that actually blocks the sunlight from, reaching the soil where plant life can grow. You see what I'm saying? So that's a good thing. And it's a good intention. But one thing that they leave out is the fact that nature moves. Species moves, living organisms move from different locations. They don't stay in one location. So to be honest with you, the fact that, the idea of having one location where civilization evolves and you got a city, you know what I mean, with what I'm imagining some sort of gates or some sort of guards protecting this particular city, you know what I mean, from those who are not registered. So, like the outsiders she mentioned, those particular people who form communities on the outside, not being allowed in these particular, cities and being allowed to participate in that type of economy. You know, I think that that's a decision that we need to really ask ourselves: is that what we want? You know, it's, you know, are we willing to trade our freedom of decision and being able to decide for ourselves what we want to do with our lives in exchange for convenience, in exchange for, you know, technology, you know, having, like she was saying, having your pots and pans brought to your door. You see what I'm saying? And you know, and in exchange for that convenience, now you have to have your living room open to strangers, you know, having meetings when you're not there. In other words, no more privacy. You see what I'm saying? So it's like all of these different things that we really have to take into account. And I know I'm going on and on, but it's like it's so much when you're talking about, you know, this type of plan that's really been set. It's been, they've been planning this for years. This isn't something that's, we're just now being exposed to it. They're just now speaking about it. You see what I'm saying? They're just now exposing it publicly themselves. But like you know, Stuart was stating, many people have been warning us about this, you know, this cyber society where, you know, everything is digitized. You know, currency is digitized. Everything is, your identity is put into a digital system. You see what I'm saying? So I just think that we really need to evaluate the programming and conditioning that we have been placed under, and really ask ourselves, what is true independence, and what does it mean to take that? And like the brother Richard was stating, I think that one of the key factors, and this is, I think it does play a part in this conversation, that we do need to have our own communities, because that would be the flip side. You see what I'm saying? That would be the flip side of not being subject to these smart cities. You see what I'm saying? Where you can't go, because she was saying we can't go anywhere where you're not already registered. That's I want to make sure I'm understanding that correctly. That's what this
That's true.
particular person was illustrating. Okay, she was. So, you know, we got to ask ourselves: is that what we want? You know, to be registered. You see what I'm saying? You know, or do we want to have our, you know, to be able to govern ourselves? And if so, then we do need to get together with other like-minded individuals, communities, groups, and organizations that have the necessary tools to be able to, you know, to survive in our own communities independently, outside, and not be even in the mindset of seeing that type of society as something that we want. In order to make that move, we have to decondition our people. You see what I'm saying? And deprogram us from even thinking along those lines of wanting to, in other words, of needing to have the most up-to-date technology, of needing to be, you see what I'm saying, in this type of society. And that's pretty much what I had to say on that.
I see we got brother Neb Unk up here. Hey brother, you want to introduce yourself to the family, bro, and chime in?
Happy gratitude day, everybody. Yeah, how y'all doing? Rabat, peace, hotel, salam, shalom, whatever. How y'all
All
doing
back.
today?
Peace, bro.
Rabat, brother.
Yeah.
Peace.
So what's the question?
We actually talking about this article about this city that they talking about making in 2030, where we own nothing. We happy, but we don't own anything. That's basically what we're talking about. What we're going into the future, where we don't own anything, the government in control of everything, but we happy. Like they be in our house when we not there, everything is being recorded, but they make it seem like this is something that we should be happy about, and that's what we discussing. If you want to, I can send you the article so you can look at it real fast, and then chime in. Or
I basically agree with Zamal. Brother in the back on that one. And then, like you said, the finances gotta get along with it too, man. But we gotta learn how to do things. This technology got us messed up, bro. We gotta go back to the land again, hunt, fish. Don't be in the cities. Like Brother in the back said, the city life ain't gonna do it, man. That's where all the stress is gonna happen at. Not saying the country life ain't gonna, but at least we can hunt. That city life is done. When it comes down to apocalypse, what you call it, whatever. Gotta learn how to do some things, man, outside of meditating is outside of meditating and praying, you know what I mean? We gotta get down to survival, man. Fishing, hunting, know what plants to eat in the country, what to eat, what not to eat. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because money alone, man, that Bitcoin, that's good. But that's gonna crash too, like I told you before. All your shit gonna crash and come down to learning things, man. Teach your children how to hunt, like these white folks doing for their children. I ain't knocking that, man. We supposed to be doing the same thing. How to defend ourselves and everything. Get the land while you can. But let you know this money's gonna crash, whether it's paper, Bitcoin, shitcoin, crypto, whatever. That shit's gonna crash. How you gonna survive in this world? Can you be a man? Survival of the fittest. Like Brother Nabat said, to me, people got lazy, man. You know what I mean? But like I said, get the stuff, get your land fast as you can because what Joe Biden about to bring in, man, it's get crazy out here. And that's all I got to say about that.
Okay. Well, look, let me jump in real fast. Hold on, Richard. Let me jump in real fast.
All right.
Something that y'all was talking about. People think that this is far fetched, but let me just give y'all some real world stuff that's going on right now. When this coronavirus vaccination come out, this is going to start this right now. Because you best believe that if you don't take this vaccination, certain things you're not going to be able to participate in. I can imagine right now that if you don't take the coronavirus vaccination, they may not allow you to renew your license. I can surmise right now that when this coronavirus vaccination come out, certain benefits that you may get, you will not get no more if you don't have the vaccination. I can surmise that once this vaccination come out, that if you don't take the vaccination, you might not be able to travel to different countries. So while we sitting here thinking this is something that is 2030, I see it already right here, right now. The proof is in the pudding with what they are doing. Let me show my screen. Let me show y'all something, man. Like, because I think, this stuff is already here. And it's just a matter of the steps that it go through, because slowly we give away our rights in the name of protection. It started with 9/11. Because of the so-called quote-unquote terrorists, we willing to give away some of our personal rights in the name of safety. They took that inch and now they're taking it to a mile because they already have a planned agenda ahead. This agenda has already been planned, but the people has to be complicit in the plan. We have to ask them to do this. So how many people you know right now that are begging for a vaccination? How many people you know right now in America that's in your immediate circle, in your immediate family, that's around you, that is waiting for the vaccination to come right now for COVID-19? You can ask that question to yourself, and you can see that in our circle, you already have people saying they're waiting for the vaccination. Even after the corona is gone, they're going to wear masks for a year later because the programming is already here inside of our minds. So when you're talking about AI, only thing AI do is pick up on the things that you like. It's just like marketing. When you're on social media, or if you search for a certain product and then you're on Facebook, somehow that product that you search for pops up because it's algorithms. It's basically going off the inclinations that we're giving them as far as the AI is concerned. But as far as this giving away your rights, we're already giving rights away. We've been giving our rights away in the name of quote unquote safety. And this is how they have us. They have us already in a trick bag where half of us want to give it away and half of us don't. But what's interesting about that article is that they was talking on the fact that it was a community outside of that community that said, guess what? We're not gonna take it. And somehow in that community, it was some type of truce with this new government that they allowed them to have their separate space outside of it and say, okay, well, y'all just can't enter our city. Y'all can't, you know, you don't want to be registered, so we follow you. But that's in the article. But we know how money and power grabs. When you want money, you want power, you ain't gonna allow that. No, in that article, it sounds all nice because they dressing it up. But in real life, they're gonna be coming raiding our communities. That's just like they done the Native Americans when they came over here to America. They was living off the land. They had their own communities outside that was separate from their laws, separate from their rules, separate from their domination. And what did they do? Oh no, you can't live like this. You must come under our rules. You must do what we tell you to do. You got to eat the way we eat. You got to live. You have to adopt our cultures and our customs, because this is what power does. So they can make that article seem all happy and nice all they want to, but at the end of the day, we already know they're gonna force this on you. And just like these vaccinations, they're gonna try to force us on them. It's an article talking about in Washington, D.C. right now, where they're trying to pass a law that 12-year-old kids can take the vaccinations and shots without their parents' consent. And the doctors do not have to even write it down that they gave them the shots.
Wow.
This is being talked about in Washington, D.C. right now. Because they're saying that the kid has a 12-year-old kid has the right to determine if they want to take vaccinations or not. And see, we don't understand that we already gave the power to our children. We done gave the rights of our children away to the state. We see, yeah, look, listen, man. We are so far in this rabbit hole. It's ridiculous, man. And some of the stuff I don't even talk about because I feel like people can't even handle it. But we already gave our rights of our children away. Once they tell our kids that they can call Child Protective Service, your child can call the cops on you. You can't spank your child in a public place. Do you understand what they are saying? Are we really, like, sometimes I wonder, like, are people really rationally listening and understanding to the decisions that's being made? They can lock you up for spanking your child, but yet they can shoot your kid down in the street and the cop get away with it. When it's like, yo, let me be quiet. I'm gonna share this article. I'm gonna just share this thing, man, because y'all don't want to get me started. I want y'all to see something, y'all. Go to this. This is the World Economic Forum, family. This is their website. Go to the website. It's here. They're not hiding this. I told y'all a couple weeks ago about a certain altcoin that is working with the World Economic Forum to get the CBDC coins out. Y'all don't understand how I work, man. I put all this stuff together. I work, family. When everything I do, I'm putting stuff together, man. It's up to y'all to catch the crumbs and the pieces and run with it, family. But I told y'all about the WEF and the banks, and they're working with a certain altcoin to get these CBDCs out. Now I'm letting you see what this World Economic Forum ultimate goal is. But listen, you come to this website, family, and you come here and you just play this, man. I'm gonna play it, and then I'm gonna let y'all jump in because I talk too much. So let me play this. Hold up, you know what? That's not the one I wanted to play. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's
communities is going the way that refugees are going. So they're vulnerable, and we need to act.
I'm gonna get a strike for this one. Let me get out of it. But listen, family, y'all come to this. You come to this website, and you click on this, and you just look at the dialogue and how they make it look so cute, and read this on your own time, family, and do some research into this to see what they are planning on doing. to us and with us, and how we gonna beg them to do it, because we done lost our freaking minds. Go ahead, y'all can jump in at any moment.
I want to say one thing, because I'm about to get out of here. I ain't gonna be a bit long. I ain't gonna be long-winded either. We gotta get our stuff together, man. We done tried everything. This, that, and third. We're killing each other. We ought to be ashamed of ourselves. Out there in Texas, every rapper getting killed. Meek Mill's up there in Philly talking about peace. And y'all talking about he banned from the city. Not trying to get off topic, man. We need to get our stuff together. We're out here fighting each other. We all we got. But for real, we got to separate ourselves from some of these busters, man. These haters in our race, man. These black devils, if we say. First, we got to do that. And some of them might be our brothers, some might be family. For our blood, you know what I mean? And that's all I'm going to say. What I do, I'll be talking to y'all later, man. Peace.
Hey.
Peace.
Peace.
Hey, man, and what the brother was talking about, hunting and fishing, and like I said, getting in position. You know what? In order to hunt and fish right now, you got to pay for that. You got to, unless you got some land. I'm sitting here thinking how that brother don't, the money I done spent on the car over the years, and they got Uber now. It's actually cheaper for what I do to catch me a Uber to go whatever I need to do to the store back. And it's really boiling down again to economics. What are you going to do with your money? We're in America. So where are you going to hunt and fish? I mean, unless you buy you some land, then you got to rent the land from somebody. So we so, like you say, so far down the rabbit hole right now. Don't nobody want to move from their house where they done put down roots to. I agree with you. They gonna make you take the shot to get on the plane. So how you gonna go there after you don't take the shot? They got you. You want to be outside. So if you outside of the system, you got to build your own plane, build your own boat, plant your own food. It's all economics. Whether we buy Bitcoin and they owned by PayPal and Intuit is buying TurboTax and AI is cooking our burgers, we ordering because you got to go to work and sell burgers. We down the hole already. We got to be thinking about retirement accounts. It's about some economics. All the money I done spent on the car. When I was younger, I rode around a lot. Older, I don't need a big house right now. A big house right now would be nothing but ego. Right now, if I wanted to have a meeting, we talked about the business meeting. You know what? I like to rent a little old center up here and have my business meeting. You got to pay for that. You got to pay to get you some Bitcoin. We already down the hole, so where do we want to go? Buy some land. We trying to buy land in the city where people gonna live so they can. Do we try to build a city where everybody who come visit our tourist town paying us money, using our Bitcoin like Akon want to do at his city? How do we get that peace? Are they gonna say this is y'all peace like they doing the Indians now? But the Indians right now need the COVID because they dying off incredibly rate. They just hope it's gonna stop, and the ones that survive, and those who don't. You know, shit, we send our kids to these schools. It's just so deep and so many layers. We got to talk on this again. Let me give up the floor.
Yeah, I pretty much said what I had to say on the topic, family. That was just pretty much my observation, and I just think that the solution is, again, we all need to make a self-determination as to, what type of life we want to live, and what type of life we want for our family as well. And that's a preference thing. You know what I mean? It's not to say that, one is right or one is wrong. We know that one is according to the laws of natural nature, and the other one is according to the laws of man. And again, you just have to make your own decision as far as what type of life. And there's nothing wrong with having the knowledge of, being able to move through both of those worlds, because it's necessary. It's, it's going to be necessary for our children. It's going to be necessary for again, economics, and again, developing our race, and with commerce, with businesses, with other races such as the Chinese, or working with the Indians, dealing with international trade, things like that. We do understand that this type of system is definitely going to be necessary for us to educate ourselves and even to take advantage of. But it needs to be done for the benefit of our people as a whole. And I think that just integrating into the system without having a home base for our people, a sovereign country, a sovereign land, where we can do this type of international trade, and still have an off-grid type of nation, you know what I mean? Or let's say, pretty much like an off-grid type of nation for our people to be able to still thrive, without being subject to those type of conditions. That's pretty much illustrated in this article that I read. Then it's definitely going to be necessary for us to to do both and to educate ourselves on both. And I don't know. I think that another thing when it comes to living according to the laws of natural nature, I think that we have, many of us have painted a picture in our minds of what that looks like. Some people might think that, that looks like us taking all our clothes off and running back around, with spares on. And other people may think that, that's just, we live in an unclean type of life. We don't have any type of running water or, sanitary conditions and things like that. But I think that's not, first of all, I think that that's not even natural nature. Two, I think that that's based off of, it may be based off of certain tribes, certain historical conditions that certain people lived under, but I think that we need to define for ourselves what that looks like today. And it needs to be done by us. You see what I'm saying? So we don't need to leave it up to anyone else to define exactly how we should govern ourselves, how we should live, the language we should speak, the clothing we should wear, how we can produce those types of things. You see what I'm saying? How we can produce the food that we eat. I think that we need to define all of those things ourselves. And so, that's pretty much what I had to say on that, as far as the solution.
With this, y'all agree with everybody, man. I just know we have to, I never say what the solution is live or online. People can't handle the truth. But and my solution might not be the next person's solution. But I know that this stuff is coming. And it's getting closer and closer. And for certain people, it's like you being pushed closer and closer to the cliff. And it's like either you're going to accept it or you're going to accept it or get pushed off the cliff, right? So, but You know, our job is just to give y'all, I'm just trying to give the information, family. I'm trying to give people the information so you can research the information and start making the necessary steps to get prepared for what's coming so you're not surprised. You know, because I feel like preparation and preparedness for whatever is coming is our greatest asset, is to know what's coming and be prepared for what's coming so we don't make irrational decisions. And that's a lot of times that's what happens. You get caught up in bad situations and you don't think clearly because you wasn't prepared. You hadn't played this out in your head ahead of time, right? So, you know, what I wanted to do, family, y'all can go to this World Economic Forum, and you can read, family. The site is here, family, and it's here. And this COVID is real. Like this COVID and this 5G is the perfect smoke screen for them to roll this stuff out. You know, ain't nobody said, I was waiting for somebody else to say it, but we're going into basically a communist society. They can say this is democracy all you want to, but the way we're headed is really, to me, a communist society. We're headed that way, you know, to a caste system wherein you have to have total control, and by the control that you have, this is how people are getting ranked within the society. From what I hear, that's how it is in China. That's why everything is on camera. And depending on how you conduct yourself, it determines what's your social status. And your social status determines your well-being. And this is where we're headed with this 5G. So the ones that are more receptive and less combative, the ones that's just saying, okay, give me the vaccination, whatever you say, boss, whatever you say. The ones that are just willing to agree, your status will be a little bit higher than the ones that say, you know, I have a God-given right for free will. You know, this AI is crazy, family. We haven't even really touched the artificial intelligence part of how more advanced it's going to be under 5G. And how right now, with this artificial intelligence, how they are using it basically now to sell to us. That's basically what it's used for now, is to sell things to us. But what happens when AI isn't used to sell and it's used to do something else? I mentioned the car, because you know, some cars drive. Just like the movie I, Robot, right? That car that Will Smith was, when he was in the tunnel, he won't drive it. The car was driving it itself. And you have cars now that my car will drive itself. It bag up parallel park right now. It'll do it right now. So we see these things happening, and you can see how the AI, how they can use it to do something different than sell things, and it takes free will out the picture. It takes your free will away, wherein the AI is going to make the correct decision based on calculations, but not off of human emotions. Like iRobot, right? When the robot was going to make the decision, when Will Smith was in the car, what did the robot say? You know, the robot calculated that Will Smith had a greater chance of living than the little girl that drowned, because the robot is not human. It doesn't have the capabilities of a human. It's only going to go off calculations. So you can imagine that you can compare that to court cases, wherein robots will be deciding, or artificial intelligence will be deciding the verdict of if you're guilty or not. Common sense and humanity is out of the question. It's going to be off calculations. So you can see how this stuff can really play itself out.
Then that right there, that's explosive right there. Because that's crazy. If that happens, if the court system, if the judicial system becomes automated, artificial intelligence, like you said, calculations, and the fate of people's lives,
it's already in the works in California.
Wow. Yeah, you know, these are the types of things that, you know, we really need to evaluate and ask ourselves, are we just going to allow these things to happen? They're already forcing vaccinations on people. Well, you wanted to share something, brother?
No, I said, no, go ahead, brother. Go ahead. You got it. I'm going to pull something up for you.
Okay. All right, yeah. So I'm just saying that, you know, I'm just agreeing with you, man, that we really need to we really need to wake up and see what's you know, the big picture of what's taking place right here in this country. And not just in this country, but also in Canada, in Europe, you know what I mean? And in Asia and in different parts of Africa as well, who's being influenced by, you know, France and Europe and the United States. So this is why, you know, we really need to have our own. We really need to consider you know, like the brother Richard was saying, you know, having our own land that we can begin to at least develop, you know, our own cities, our own communities. And that's what's important right now, man, because we can't be subject to this, you know, set a judicial system that can decide the fate of people. And it's no longer a jury. It's no longer a jury of your peers. You know, now it's a computer.
Hey, let me share my screen.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
I didn't even want to. We're gonna say this for another day, but I'm gonna share my screen, show you something. Where is it at? New share. Okay. Where is it at? All right. I'm trying to get to the court part. It was a case in 2018 wherein it's it says, here we go, predicting Supreme Court results. Look, man, it says, let me zoom in on this, man. So y'all make sure y'all tell me if y'all can see it. I'm zooming in to make it real big. Okay, here we go. There's more on this too, but this is just right now. It says, in another study, AI researchers created a machine learning statistical model algorithm to predict the outcome of Supreme Court cases for each year from 1816 to 2015. The researchers designed the algorithm to look at all prior years for associations between case features and outcomes. After performing this analysis, the AI would then predict a affirmation or reversal of the lower court's decision and predict how each justice voted. After securing each year's predictions, the researchers updated the model to include the outcome of the cases, which allowed the program to learn from its previous predictions and move on to the next year. The results were impressive. From 2000, and they talk about the results, man. It says the algorithm correctly predicted 70.2% of the court's 26,000 decisions and 71.9% of the justices' 240,000 votes. Right. That's just what they was using it. They just test. See, you know, once they start testing stuff, man.
They eventually those judges are eventually going to get together and say, well, damn, why do we need to sit inside these courts if the decisions is already made by the algorithms?
It
you know what I
says
mean?
like,
the information, the outcome is already in the database. Why not just automate a court case's decision based off of?
I ain't sorry to cut you off, brother, but it said, look, it says OBRAL's legal AI assists in a 400 million class action lawsuit. It says new legal AI platform used to assist in filing $400 million class action lawsuit. This was in California, and it's a district attorney and certifies class case with an AI. 40 cases that are similar to the lead case in the lawsuit. So even they talk about in Israel, it was they used AI. Okay. All right, take over from me, brother.
I got you.
Hello.
Yeah, so I just family, we just need to we definitely need to wake up, because you know what's taking place in this country is definitely indicative of unnatural nature, and we really need to, you know, if anything is more important in this day and time, it is definitely being in tune with natural nature. And what that means is staying away from anything artificial, staying away from anything that is genetically manipulated, anything that is unnatural. You know what I mean? And that includes, you know, or let me correct that. You know, doing these things in moderation. The reason why I say that is because the device we're using right now is artificial. You see what I'm saying? The car I'm in right now is artificial. So to a certain extent, in the conditions that we in, there's a necessity for these certain things to, you know, to bring a certain convenience. But definitely, we need to do these things in moderation so that we do not offset the frequency that we are vibrating on, which is supposed to be aligned to natural nature, and not to, you know, these cell phones, not to the, you know, the World Wide Web. You see what I'm saying? Not to Facebook. You know, one of the things that, you know, one of the key signifiers that we know that our frequency is being changed is that, well, I'll give you a perfect example. Many of us, when we wake up, the first thing we do is reach over to pick up our phone. You know what I mean? Or, you know, to check this particular technology, or to get up and, you know, flash the lights on or whatever. And I think that having this type of dependency upon these technologies, or even when you're getting in your car, depending on the navigational system, or the you know, the compass that you know, the digital compass that's in your dashboard that tells you what direction you're traveling. You know, all of these different types of things, it you know, it weakens a certain mental muscle in your mind. You know what I mean? And it keeps you dependent upon this technology, which in the absence of it, you become weak. You see what I'm saying? You become helpless. So one of the things that we definitely need to do, you know, while we have these, you know, these luxuries, or, you know, this necessity, this convenience called the cell phone, is we can do our research on how to survive in the absence of having this technology. You can look up YouTube videos. You can, look all across the web on how to start a fire, how to purify water. You see what I'm saying? How to sew, your own clothing. These different, how to cultivate different foods. You see what I'm saying? Because it's one thing to have the seeds, and it's another thing knowing when to plant and what sort of soil and when. There's different, factors that we definitely need to take into account, that you don't necessarily have to be pushed into those conditions in order to start studying. You can start researching these things now. And this is why I say that it's not a bad thing to have a cell phone, but you don't want to become so dependent on it that in the absence of it, you become weak. So while we have it, while we have these necessities, while we have these things, we can begin to educate ourselves, to balance ourselves out, so that in the absence of these things, we can still survive as a people, as a community.
Oh yeah, hey brother Nabat, I know you said today was like a special event for y'all. Do you want to talk about that to the family, give them a little insight of what today was?
Yeah. So today we had our yearly celebration called the Feast of Gratitude. We've been doing it for quite a few years now, and it's our way of giving gratitude or giving thanks to our own ancestors, as well as to natural nature itself, or the supreme beings in ancient Egypt that we refer to as Neteru. We refer to them in our language as Nataru, and it means overseers. So we give gratitude and we give thanks to our ancestors, to the Nataru, and as well as to the creators, the supreme beings, the creators of this existence that we live in, this universe called the Riskians, or Etherian beings, non-physical, energetic forces of ether, Etherian beings that are the that are the cause for our existence here. And these are our etheric parents. This is where we come from. And so once every year we have our own feast of gratitude to our own ancestors, our mother, our grandfather, our father, who gave birth to us, natural nature itself, for providing those those sources of nourishment, such as water, the food, the soil, all of these things that keep us sustained here in existence. And so within our culture, that's what we do. Like for example, family, if you like, I can go ahead and read some of the points on why we as a tribe of Sabians celebrate the Feast of Gratitude. So one, we thank the Riskians, that we refer to as Pa Murzaku, for our existence. These are etheric beings of the mental and of soul. And also we thank the overseers, Pa Muntaru, the Neteru, for overstanding, our right knowledge that we have, our right wisdom, and our right understanding. And we thank our ancestors for our genetics. We thank them for our spirit. We thank them for the positive blood type that keep us healthy and in tune with natural nature, the forces of this planet. We also thank them for our bodies. So one of the things, and we also are thankful for our guide, our master teacher, His Excellency Dr. Malachi Z. York, also known as Isa Al-Hadi Al-Mahdi. This is a guide, a teacher who has been with us since 1963, born in 1945, specifically appeared to us in 1963, and has been guiding us back on our original way of life. And he's actually one of our guides, one of our teachers or master teachers, who has helped return to us our gratitude that we have in this celebration. So we definitely give thanks to him for that. And we also give thanks for our own culture, you know what I mean, Wu Sabat, our own way of life. We give thanks for our language that we have, that we now speak, called Nisbatia, that's being resurrected in this day and time. It's the ancient Egyptian language. Many people are definitely seeking into the mysteries of ancient Egypt, into understanding the language and how it was spoken in ancient times. That formed a new resurrected form of that ancient language is being returned to us in this day and time, called Nisbatia. So we're definitely thankful for that. And we have a prayer, you know, that we say. It's a very, very, very short prayer. And it's said right before we eat, but it's basically, you know, thanking our providers for the, you know, for the food that, again, natural nature, as we know, the Neteru have provided us. So as we know, food is grown by nature. We give thanks where thanks is due, specifically, not to unseen forces or, you know, let's say gods or anything that cannot answer, or that, you know, that can't be proven. We give thanks to the water, you know, that nourishes our bodies. You know what I mean? We give thanks to the soil. We give thanks to the air. We give thanks to the sun that grows, you know, the life forces on this planet. So those are all things that can be proven, you know what I mean, and which do exist. And so, you know, we definitely have taken it upon ourselves to maintain, you know, the integrity of, you know, of this holiday, you know, the feast of gratitude. That's something that I think that many of our people can be proud to, you know, whether you celebrate it on this particular day or you celebrate it on any day that you choose. I think that, you know, we all should, or whether you celebrate it every day. It's, you know, many of us are grateful every day, and that's good for you. So again, it's not necessarily celebrating Thanksgiving in the form that Europeans have invented, but it's our way of replacing that energy with true gratitude of something that, you know, that is actually good, rather than, you know, the evil that has been done in the name of their Thanksgiving. So that's pretty much what I had to say on that, brother. Any questions?
Okay, baby, give me about 5 minutes. Okay, well, what I was gonna do, I see that, actually, brother, I would like you to end the show on that prayer in y'all language. If you don't mind.
Got you. All right. So,
but hold on. Before we do that, I see we have somebody that's joining. Is this Miss Chuma?
Yes, it's me.
How you doing, Queen? How you doing?
Well, how about yourself?
All right, I'm glad you finally made it. Happy Thanksgiving to you. We've been waiting on the Queen to get here to make the cipher complete anyway. So
all right.
I really appreciate you coming. And you know, tell the elder Rahu back if you're around. Or if I said it wrong, why do? You know, I don't know the correct saying.
Yeah, no, I'm not around the elder right now.
Oh, okay. But I'm glad you made it up here. Actually, I wish you would have got up here a little bit earlier, because we actually about to wind down. But matter of fact, Ms. Chuma, if you like, you can introduce yourself to the family. Let them know who you are, what organization you're a part of, you know, what you do. So the next time I do something, the family would know who you are, and you know, give a little brief introduction since you're here to the family.
Okay. Well, I'm Chuma. Actually, I am with the New Black Panther Party Norfolk chapter. I am the chief of staff here. So and actually I'm a community activist. So I'm pretty much involved with many of the different organizations here in Norfolk. as well as the founder of Operational Unity. And in that organization, what we do is we work with different organizations to kind of work together. So anything that one organization have going on, we'll go invite other organizations and kind of be that bridge outside of, where everybody can just kind of put aside their own personal, agendas or beliefs or whatever, so we can help each other, go further in whatever they had going on. So that's pretty much what I do. I'm also the owner of Fire and Ice Mobile Massage Spa. So, and what I do is I actually go to people that are shut in or homebound, or just people that rather just stay at home, and I bring the essence of the spa to them. So I actually kind of set their surrounding up like a spa. So that's pretty much what I do.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Chuma. And y'all listen to the playback. If you're in Virginia and you want to get a spa, please reach out to her. And also, we're gonna have her on the show again so she can talk a little bit more about what she do exactly. And we're gonna go from there. But what I wanted to do, I wanted to give the brothers the opportunity to close out. I want Brother Nabat to end the show. And I want you to say the prayer in y'all language, Brother Nabat, in our ancient language, because I know a lot of people probably have never heard it. And I think that's a good way to end the show. So I'm gonna be the first one to say what I wanted to say. Family, I appreciate y'all for watching. Anybody that's been watching since the very beginning, I really appreciate y'all, because without y'all, there's no need for us to do this. We all been spending time with our family today. And I appreciate y'all. And y'all look forward to more information. But understand that everything and all this information is for our children. It's not about us. It's about the next generation. It's making sure we look out for them. That's what I'm striving for. With that said, peace, family. And I'll catch y'all on the next show.
All right. And with that, let me see if I can pull this up here. All right, family. Can y'all hear me good?
Yeah.
All right. So this is what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna read the affirmation. This is pretty much it's actually an affirmation that we all do to recognize our divinity, one, but also to recognize our oneness with the universe and our oneness with the all and our oneness with all. And I'll read it in our language, and then I'll do a translation for us to be able to understand what's being said. All right, so I start here. Affirmation translates to Patak Yud, and it says, Anuki Jawef Pa Ashuk in Pa Paut. Wu Kale Ashuk Kawun Jawef Nia. Anuki Kasamun in Pa Paut. Wu Pa Paut Kawun Kasamun in Nia. Anuki Wahu Ameh Pa Paut. Wu Pa Paut Kawun Wahu Ameh Nia. Nakuk Kador Najuh Ameh Kasamun in Pa Paut. Wu Kabub Ameh Mushkas Un. Nakuk Kador Kawan Kaleh Pafef Nakuk Gayor Jaweh Pa Paut. Ameh Waseh Ameh Deyani Kawun Lakay Bakoy Jaweh Pa Paut. Anuki Yaber bin Nafashni Pa Paut Kawun Anuki Pa Paut Kador Nakuk Kador Pa Paut Amul Nakuk Amul. And that translates to, family, I am in the divine love of the all expanding, and all divine love is in me. I am a part of the all expanding, and the all expanding is a part of me. I am one as the all expanding, and the all expanding is one as me. I can succeed as a part of the all expanding and fail as an individual person. I can be all that I want in the all expanding. As long as my want is to stay in the all expanding. I am never by myself. The all expanding is, I am. The all expanding can, I can. The all expanding does, I do. Okay, family? So that's an affirmation done in our ancient language. And here particularly is a prayer that we do specifically on the Feast of Gratitude, which is today. And this particular prayer is very, very short. It basically says, Be paranan em pa morizaku, pa gaudu morizaku shaler pa bora. In the name of the providers, the best providers of food. And it states, give me 1 second. This particular one isn't translated into the language, so I'm just going to read it in English. And it says, oh, well, actually, that was actually what I read first. So we thank the Riskians for our existence, our etheric being, our mental, our soul. We thank the Natharu, the overseers, for our overstanding. And we thank our ancestors, the ones who gave birth to us, for our genetics, for our bodies, for our health, for our blood types, our positive blood types, and also for being in tune, remaining in tune with natural nature. So there's no one specific prayer that we do on Thanksgiving, but these are the things that we touch on, and it's something that's personal to you, where you would thank your particular ancestors. You would create a prayer, or you would create a statement of gratitude to be sent to your mother, your grandfather, your ancestors, going back however many generations, comes to mind at that moment, or that you choose to, give recognition to and gratitude to, as well as to natural nature in and of itself. So the affirmation is something that's very powerful that we do at 9 a.m., at 3 p.m., and at 9 p.m. every day, family. And it's something that keeps us in tune with our higher selves, as well as remaining aware of our power. So you like, as it's stated in the affirmation I said earlier, we do have the power to do anything that we want, that we put our minds to, as long as our want is to remain in tune with the all expanding, or with the universe itself. And with that, family, we can close out and hope to see you next time.